guys, it's Kate. I have bronchitis right now, so my voice is going to sound a little different. But someone requested an awesome request. It was how to properly clean your violin to prevent rosin buildup and other particles from sticking on your violin and kind of messing up the varnish. And that's actually an amazing question because it's a really important aspect of taking care of your instrument. I also saw that a couple of you had questioned about my rosin video when I said that you should make sure you prevent buildup on your instrument. A lot of people didn't really understand what that meant, so I'll explain both of those things. Okay. When you play your violin and you put a lot of rosin, like that, when you play, a lot of times you'll see white smoke if you're playing really fast or if you're playing with a lot of rosin on your bow. And the buildup will either come in little like circular forms, not that big, or it'll just be a powder. And you'll see it normally right at the edge of the fingerboard, in between here and like behind your bridge. And every place, it's really bad to leave that on there. I mean, if you're playing a concert and the concert lasts like an hour, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But if you go home and you don't clean it off, especially if you live in climates where it's really, really moist, or it gets cold one day and hot the other day, it's so bad for the instrument. So we definitely need to prevent that. So that's what rosin buildup is. And basically the result of rosin buildup, if you do it a couple of times and you don't clean it, is that you actually have like a sticky feel to it. And if you're playing up high, up here, you can't really play on it quickly because your hands will get stuck on it. And also, it really diminishes the value of your instrument. And once it does build up under here especially, it's almost impossible to get off. And if you do want to get it off, you have to pay a lot of money and ship your violin off. So it's very easily prevented, and I'll show you how. Okay. Basically, there are many different strategies on doing this, but I've tested pretty much all of them, and I'm going to give you pretty much the cheapest way and also the best way that I think. Okay. A lot of times you probably wonder what kind of cloth you need to use because you see your teacher using one, you see all sort of people using them, and you're like, what kind of cloth is this? And if you don't use the right cloth, that's a big deal. So basically, you don't need to go out and buy a cloth. If you wear undershirts, like white undershirts, Hanes and Fruit of the Loom makes undershirts, I wear them under my shirts at school, and I just used and cut up one that was like getting really shabby and stuff like that, and I use that. And this is just a white cloth of a t-shirt. It works amazing for that, and that's what I use. But make sure you do not use cloths that have, like they shed a little bit. I want to say it's felt. I don't know. A couple of teachers have told me that it's felt, but I think felt's a little bit more expensive, and I don't think they would be using felt on violin. But if you've heard that before, let me know. But don't be using things such as washcloths, because those have little circular threads that come off, and if they get into your F-holes or if they shed around, it's really bad. So I would definitely go for pretty much just an old shirt, something like that. And I would recommend that you do get it in white because after you clean and stuff like that, it gets really dirty, and if you can put it in the washing machine and possibly bleach it, it'll get everything out. So if you have something colored, you can't really bleach it. So that's what I recommend. So this is the cloth. You should keep a cloth in your case every single day. You shouldn't be keeping it at home and then coming home and cleaning it, because it's just a way that you're going to forget to not clean it. And you should get in the habit, whenever you put the violin in the case, you clean it, and whenever you take it out, you clean it. And I'll go into how you're supposed to clean it later. But this is the information on the cloth. Very important. And you should wash it, I don't know, probably once every 2 months, maybe. It depends on how much you play, though. That's all a matter of perspective. Okay, now I'm sure a lot of you have seen different types of cleaners, and they pretty much try to sell me everything whenever I go to concerts or anything, and they're all the same thing. Personally, what I recommend is a cleaner from, I think it is from French, but I don't think it says it on here. But this is just clear cleaner for stringed instruments. And you can get them out of any musical catalog, any musical supply. You just ask for the clear violin cleaner, and then this is the violin polish. And usually they come in like packets where you get them together as a dual set. So that should be fine. Now, I'm going to warn you though. First off, don't do this every day. Probably do it once every 4 months, because especially this one dries out your wood like crazy. So you really shouldn't be using this to clean it. And a lot of people make that mistake and they use this thinking, oh my gosh, I'm cleaning my violin every day, it's good. But you have to remember, this probably works on like kitchen countertops that are marble and concrete and cement. This is wood, and a lot of our violins are very old wood. So putting, what are the ingredients in here? Probably something very dangerous to be putting on wood. Yeah, so don't be putting this on frequently. That's another thing. And this is the polish. You cannot put the polish on unless you use this, because the polish seals in everything. So if you're just putting on polish to make your violin look really shiny, that's not good because it's sealing in all the stuff that you've had under it. So you really need to use both. Second off, a lot of times if you go and you get your violin repaired, they're going to ask if you want to put polish on it. Tell them, if it's French polish, I don't want it, because French polish is so bad for your instrument. And I had a bad experience with one of my violins where I kept getting it repaired by this place, and they always were putting French polish on it, and my violin's appearance started going like completely from brilliant to like dull. And I decided to ask one of my teachers, and they were like, oh my gosh, they put the French polish on there, you're never supposed to get it on there. So I'm warning you right now, ask them what kind of polish it is. I would definitely get away from doing the whole polish thing from instrument cleaners and stuff like that, because they're really bad for your wood. And a lot of times people will clean it carelessly and put polish on there, not realizing the value of their instrument, and it's really detrimental to your instrument. Okay. Alright, now I think I've explained everything on these. If you have questions on what my favorite brand is, I don't really like to announce brands over the internet, because I guess that's kind of like supporting them and stuff like that. But if you do want to know the brand, leave me a comment and I will message you or something like that. So yeah, these are the cleaners. Now to clean. You have to clean your instrument and your bow, and a lot of people forget to do this. Okay, so basically what you're going to do is you take the bow and you're going to loosen it till it gets very loose, like this. You can even go even more. Okay, and you're going to do it so it's loose, and you're going to take the cloth and you're going to start at the bottom here, and you're going to push it through like this. And you're going to take your thumb right here so that it's on the wood, and you're just going to put pressure and slide it all the way through and all the way back. And all the way through and all the way back. And you're going to do that about 10 times after you play. And you have to use a little bit of pressure. I mean, don't be like giving it the death grip, because your bow will snap in half. But don't just be like going like la 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 la, because rosin is pretty thick, because it's technically like a component of maple syrup. It comes from the same tree that maple syrup is made from, so it's kind of sticky. So you really have to put a little bit of pressure on it, and I mean, keep your hand moving like this. And that prevents a lot of buildup, so that the inside of your bow looks like the outside, which is good. So that's for the bow. Then for the violin, you're going to start by unraveling the cloth like this. And you're just going to go like this and get it out from under here. And then you're going to take your cloth and you're going to go like this. And you're just going to go through on the fingerboard. And you're going to put your fingers in between string sockets so that you can get everything. And make sure you get all the way up here as well. And you're just going to go through like this. And then you're going to take the cloth and you're going to put it under the fingerboard. And you're going to go up and down like that.